Oh, it's another great day and another episode of the D.B.A.B podcast with your boy Curtin. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Um, Remember, always you can find our show, our great show with the boys, anywhere podcasts can be found: Apple, Spotify, all the above. We're also on YouTube. We also have Twitter, so go subscribe, like, retweet. Um, Follow us, all the above. Show us some love. We appreciate you for taking some time of your day to give us a listen, whether you're in the drive home from work, a drive to work, at work, whatever the case may be. So shout out to all the listeners. We appreciate you, um, and whatnot. And before we begin, I just want to let our listeners know ahead of time so they can prepare. But on Sunday, it's somebody's birthday. Okay, so we'll leave that surprise into the end. All right. But without further ado, it is the DBAB podcast. What's going on, everybody? It's the DBAB podcast with your boy Curtin. We got Cletus, Adam, and Jack in the building today. Cobbs is out with Cobb things, right? But fellas, appreciate you being here. It's always great to have the team in the building. I had to hold it down last week, but it just felt empty by myself. So I appreciate y'all being back. Jack was in another country, so Jack, how was Mexico?
It was good, man. It's one of mine and Hannah's favorite places to be. Um, out of It's a little piece of paradise. We like to do all the. We stay at a place where it's like, I guess, the Disney World of the Yucatan Peninsula, and we love it. We get to. If you've ever been on vacation with Hannah, it's not really much of vacation. You're always moving and going and doing things and watching things, and you need a vacation after your vacation once you vacation with her, which I love it. Uh,
Yeah,
and it's always a bright. It's always good to get away and enjoy things and see things you don't always get to see. So
right. Yeah, absolutely. I bet for Hannah, she has it probably she probably has it organized to the point where it's like hour
no,
by
she's
hour.
not that. She's not that way, but she's like at the point. She just like at this place because they had a bus that comes through the hotel, pick you up every 20 minutes and drop you off at the parks. So she's like,
Right.
okay, we're gonna wake up, get breakfast, and we're going to the park, and we'll be there however long. But like one day, she had it planned where we do two a park and then like a boat, like a Mexican party boat, which is
Yeah, right.
if you go to Mexico City, um, they have it where you drive, you not drive, you row a boat through the city, and it shows you the
Mhm.
different cultures and foods and
That's pretty cool.
music that Mexico's known for, which is a cool experience. I recommend, uh, especially the cenotes and all that stuff. But yeah, she's not that. Uh,
Right.
if you know her, she's gonna be late to her own funeral one of these days. But she's not
Yeah.
that way. But she has it planned out. Like I want to do this day. I want to do
Right.
that this day. I want to see this, and I just tell her, hey, when I go, I just want to. I said, I'm good to go with you, and I just want to see these things. And she'll take me to see these
Yeah.
things. Like when she took me to eat when we went to New York and Christmas, I just said, I want to see these
Right.
things, and we went and saw all that. And you need a vacation after you vacation with Hannah, but it's always good to
Right.
get out of town. And speaking,
Absolutely.
we'll bring it in. Mexico, I had I thought this would be a perfect tie-in to our mantra. Um, be the light. We had a tour guide. Sometimes you meet people in these from different parts of the world, and they're jerks. Like sometimes the tourist people, like when you go to resorts or you go to different places with touristy places, those guys are usually nice. They usually because they take
Right.
care of you. They need to take care of you because you're their lifeline. But I would say our tour guide was over the top to the fact that he brought us like you when you met him, you're like he's a weird guy, but as soon as you like talked and interacted with him, he made you feel better and made you enjoy the experience even more. So I guess that is why like that was one of our favorite experiences because of the tour guide or our guy
Right.
that was in charge. Like I mentioned earlier, that he was in the he was our bus driver. He was our tour guide. He'd swim in the water with us, jump off the stuff, and he would have old music. Like he played Sublime. What I've got. Shout out to Sublime. Uh, so he would play it, and he would be singing it and drumming it, and while he was
Right.
driving the bus. And you absolutely, and that's my jam. And I'm sitting there like, this guy's this guy I like. He has a weird vibe
Yeah.
to him, but he brought positive energy, and
Yeah.
that's the perfect reason. That was a perfect tie-in to. It made
Right.
you enjoy your experience because he enjoyed what he was doing. So that's why for
Right.
us, if you act like you enjoy what you're doing, you bring positive energy. It's just a a chain reaction that brings joy to everybody around. And that was a perfect example for our tour guide Alberto. So shout out Alberto.
Heck yeah, and it's
Yes.
contagious. You know what I mean? Like no matter what type of mood or your personality, everything is
Yep.
contagious. You know what I mean? Like if we came on the show and Jack was like, then it would like triculate to all of us to where we're all kind of like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So like that's awesome, and I'm pretty sure for that guy Alberto, like I know it's his job, but he probably goes in every
Oh
day and
yeah.
he never thinks of it as a
Yeah.
job. You know what I mean? It's always fun. He gets to meet new people from around the
Yes.
world. Um,
He mentioned he loved it,
there,
so that was sometimes like, it's a
yeah,
job, Sometimes
yeah,
he loved. He goes, he goes, he's worked at that company for over 15 years, and he's moved around in the company, and he said this is probably his favorite thing he does, and he loves it. And I was like, that's it. I mean, like Cleet mentions a
and they
lot.
kind of
Uh, Cleet mentions a lot. Once you find home, it's your perspective on things and how you interact with people, how you do things is different. And he found
right,
home. So
absolutely, that's awesome. I'm glad y'all had fun on your trip. I'm glad you had a, and it's like our mantra, like you said, like be the light. It's something that it's all over the world and you can see it every day and whatnot, and it's the good things that you can see in our in humanity that it puts kind of like a
yeah,
smile on your face, to let you know that there's good people out there compared to what you
yep.
see in the media and whatnot. So, but overall, I'm glad that y'all had fun. I'm glad that y'all were able to, you know, make it back safely and be back to reality and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
not to get too much into detail on different things, but like I know Cleet's doing well, right? We talked a little bit of pre-show. Okay, always love Cleet, right? Cleet is gonna raise his hand tonight when he wants to speak. So,
we
so
we put him on a muzzle, folks.
we put him on a muzzle,
He's
but
he's on
um,
a timer. He only gets like 10 minutes to talk because if not, it's gonna be cuss words, cussing
I'm
out
ma-
yeah,
Josh, calling Josh bad names,
I'm
calling
making a
him
point here. Refer to last
yeah,
week's episode when the douchebag was by
yeah, just
himself.
just to let the listeners know, last week, like I said, flying solo dolo, gave everybody shout outs, let Cleet know a couple of things here and there, just all fun and games. Everybody came back and gave me, praise for last week and said I did a good job and
not
stuff,
everybody.
No, Jack
but
did.
wait. Okay,
Jack
calm down.
Jack gave you freaking
Everybody
praise.
everybody except one person gave me positive remarks. Cletus, for whatever
Okay,
reason,
here's my. I'll
uh,
give you a positive
for
remark,
some
Josh.
reason he can't just be the light.
Hey,
I don't know. We have
here's
this mantra. He
here's
can't be
here's
the
my
light.
positive remark,
He's trying
Josh.
to be the
It's
extinguisher
the
of the
Okay,
light.
here's
devil's
my
advocate.
positive remark. Okay, I'm positively for sure you're a jackass, but that's what I'm positive about.
Warning, folks. Man,
uh,
we're 9 minutes in. The first cuss word came out of Cleat. We should
shoot,
Hey,
tally this thing, man.
for real. Um, oh, speaking of like positive, being not positive about what I just said. Um, Jared always told the story about the offensive line coach in Midland High.
Yeah.
He was probably similar to me, kind of can be a little bit grumpy sometimes.
Oh, just a little.
And Coach A to Z goes, dude, can you just be like positive for just a little bit? He said, yes. I'm positive we can't block him.
I'm positive that
We
we can't.
cannot block.
Perfect.
That's what I'm positive of. We cannot block him. Uh,
That's good. Well, I'll take your positivity however you want to
Yeah,
frame it.
man.
So
You always need Cletus.
Keeping it real, man.
This group will
So
yeah,
not be the same with
and then
who needs enemies when we have a friend like Cleet.
oh,
he just keeps it. He's your friend to me. You know what I mean? Like he'll be your friend one
I
day, he'll be
was
next.
I was gonna
Like
say
being your,
during and I was gonna tell y'all before the show, but that was a question that I got asked. That not if you're positive. Do you have thick skin?
Oh,
Was was the question?
Cleat have thick skin, Jack.
Yes.
Not if he's playing Madden.
No. I have to run an RB angle all freaking day
Not
and
if he's playing Madden.
throwing the out and throwing the angle and then throwing the out and
Yeah.
throw. Oh,
a hot route. Yeah, he definitely did that.
Now I would say when it comes to other games like Call of Duty, when we used to play
He,
Warzone a lot, you were pretty better at that. We were all in the same boat about
not this guy.
cursing up a storm, and yeah, Adam was
that
probably the
was
best right now.
that
Part of
was
the group,
like thinking back like the Rona in 2020. That
right?
was like the highlight of it was just us every freaking night about
Bro, it
five or
wasn't
six.
nighttime. It was during the day as well.
Hey,
We
hey,
we
man,
It
we
was
hey,
carried
all.
it
It was all
into
day.
the
It was
nighttime
all day.
until
All
somebody's
day.
all
wife,
day.
girlfriend took them away, and they're like, "Yeah, you got to get off."
Yeah. Then you go. Then you look at
But
your
I'm out
phone.
here
It's
shooting people.
Yeah,
you
honey.
look at your phone. It's
Or
11:30
in
midnight.
Josh's, we're sitting here camping in a house waiting for everybody else to die.
You know the
But that
funny
was
thing is,
like
I was
Please, sir,
sniping from
stick
a
your head
distance.
out so I can not snipe you.
but it
I'd love
was
for the little head glitch.
the the daily, man. That
uh,
was the daily of
yes,
got on, played
yep,
Warzone. That's when I discovered Warzone, and
yeah, yeah. We
we
played.
played a shit ton of Warzone.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. We played a lot during the
God,
COVID
Yeah.
times and
shout out to the
stuff.
boys for buying it for me.
it was
Yeah,
free.
absolutely.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Xbox, yeah.
To the listeners, Jack was
It
he was
wasn't.
lacking
It
of
wasn't in the budget.
It was budget
It
season.
wasn't in the
yeah,
budget.
right. It was
Hannah was
budget
on her
season. It
budget
wasn't in the
kick.
yeah. His wife was there was no budget for a console, so the boys got together
Bought the game.
and
I
I
love
we
it.
tweeted Hannah
Yes.
if this gets 100 retweets,
yeah.
buy Jack an Xbox.
Yeah.
And she replies back,
It was a
he's
good
getting
time.
one tomorrow. Stop.
Yeah, and it worked out. We had a lot of
Oh
fun.
my
So it's
gosh.
crazy. Like with our little group of playing, there's two distinctive memories I have. One is during the COVID time, and then one is when the Great Freeze of Texas, like for
Oh
we
yeah, I
spent that
do
whole
remember
week
the freeze
of
one.
school
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
I
I
had to move
didn't.
in the other room because Hannah got mad and someone
No.
lost power. But we were having a heck of a time. We were talking
Yeah.
about you.
Oh yeah. We were on the 14 or whatever it is, the 18-6 and 18 hours no power, 6 hours with power. And the 6 hours was like from like 9 to 5 or something like that. 10 to 6. Oh yeah, it was
Fun
a
time
lot of
world
fun.
Lee.
I will
It's
say the biggest come up in Call of Duty had to have been Jack. This
Oh my
man used to
gosh.
hide in all the houses, be like, I'm gonna wait. I'm not dying yet. I'm not dying yet.
Then-
And then at the end, the motherfucker was going after the helicopter. Hey, did you get the helicopter? No, he
was-
chopped me up.
or my fr-
that
my-
or we'd all be like talking about like, all right, there's something in this, there's a team in this building, we need to push together and stuff. And the next thing you know is Jack's like,
Leroy Jenkins.
Jack's already in the house. He's like, y'all be quiet. I can't hear nothing. What do you
Where's
mean
Jack?
we're scheming?
Where's Jack
I'm already
at?
in here. There's all four in here. Yes,
There's
Jack.
four,
We
there's
know
four,
that.
there's four.
That's
like,
what's
"Where's the
happening
fuck
right
are you?"
now.
Yeah, I do remember doing that. Or I do remember hiding
Pick
in the
me
house
up.
or running the hell away when action was coming. I do remember doing
Or
Yeah, Jack used to come in clutch sometimes with his running away tactics. Like he got like it was known as Jack. We had it. Being like Jack and just turning tail and running and being able to survive the game. and then it went from that to Jack being the first guy to be down there.
I will say that when they added Resurgence, that brought the boys together. We had every opportunity to finally win. Everybody used the tactic that actually was beneficial.
Well, you could die and come back. Yeah.
It was great. We had some great times, and I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Maybe we'll kick it up.
I just don't know. I haven't played the new one, so I actually don't know.
I've played a little bit, and I miss the old one.
I downloaded, redid the re-download or whatever, so it's on.
Bring Verdunks back.
Yeah,
bring it back. The Gulag.
I just feel it's one of those things like we played it in like the old way, if you want to quote it that way, and then we haven't played it for so long, and so many things have changed that, of course, we'd have to
relearn,
adjust to it. Right?
You don't have to adjust that much because you just sit there and almost got you.
Will you please, sir, stick your head out?
It's like that scene with that old Geico commercial. You almost had the dollar. That's
okay. I wasn't y'all make it. I wasn't absolutely.
No,
terrible.
you weren't bad.
No,
but
you were a damn mile away. We were pushing a damn house.
We got 3 on 4, and this motherfucker was like, "Oh, just tell me where they're at, and I'll shoot them." Motherfucker, you're supposed to know where they're at. You're supposed to tell us where they are.
Not inside a building.
Oh my god!
It was good. I just wasn't. I was never really good at like close close
quarters combat.
Yeah,
I got you.
Big word.
I got you. I know words.
I'd rather try to fight a long distance battle than try.
Not me. I can't
close.
snipe, and I never was able to. If you put me in that game, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna run to you as close as I can and try to stab you. But if I can't stab you,
it was good.
I was gonna say I could snipe, but Josh wanted it so bad, I just let him have it.
There are times where we double snipe together.
My personal favorite was this. Hey, Josh, what class you get? Sniper. Well, shit. Well, I guess I'll get this other gun then.
I used to always have like some type of assault rifle sniper combo and run that all the time.
I thought it was always funny that we always made fun of like, well, we can all just stay waiting on Josh because he's going to be hiding a mile away. I always thought that was funny.
Hey, Josh, we won this fight. Can you come over here? Yeah, give me 20 minutes. I got to get the buggy.
Let me find a car.
I will say, now, the way my tactics were, I probably would say, like, if we went back and did the research, I probably was the motherfucker that died the most.
Yes.
Josh is over here. You can hear his character. Josh, get the buggy. There's not a buggy. I'm going to the Gulag, boys.
I died more because of trying to get airplanes and helicopters.
Yeah, the helicopter stuff was great.
It was
good times. Fun. It was good times. Great times. Maybe we'll roll it back on the new one and have just enjoy it, not worry about all that kind of stuff. Just have a good time, laugh, shit, giggles, stuff like that. We're a little bit busy right now. Some of us are a little bit busy.
Yeah.
Obviously, Adam with his line of work, they're always busy. Summertime, super busy for y'all, Adam.
Yeah, summertime. Well, I mean, we're actually really slow right now, which is really weird. But I think it's the economy thing going on. We're actually like super slow. So no, not entirely busy, but they're saying in July we're supposed to pick back up. But I guess that's all based off of economy because even I guess rich people are feeling the hurt of the economy. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat, yeah.
But yeah, we're a little slower right now.
I got you. So we'll pick up. But anyways, but even for, and I don't know how much, we want to indulge or whatnot about things, but obviously there's some change in the air coming for some of us. Right? So I don't know if we want to divulge too much information.
Cletus got an offer a job.
I got offered a job. I got hired. I'm going to Lubbock.
Cletus is going back to the 806.
Where he can have all the Caprock schooners, queso, and beer he wants. I am jealous of that, my friend. That's the only thing I'm jealous.
Again, and I
I
think
could really go
Pluckers
for
has been
some
looking at
queso
going
right
to
now.
Lubbock. I really want Pluckers to Lubbock. I'm going to push.
I
that
just want the
campaign
big
now.
beers from Pluckers. That's it.
Oh, dude, I want.
Imagine,
I'm about the
imagine,
wings
Caprock, get the big beers
and
from
Pluckers.
and put them
Shout out to Caprock Cafe, best queso and Lubbock and Scooter.
Coldest
Great time,
beers
so
on this side of the Mississippi.
on this side of the
beers.
Mississippi.
You go to the other side of the Mississippi. I can't speak for them.
Right. No, they don't.
This side.
We're cold as-
This side.
but in the 806 fleet, at least there's the Dave and Buster's coming to Lubbock.
Is it real? No, they already built it, didn't they? Yes, they
Busters.
already built it
What
over
the-
there by.
What the hell you want me to do with the Dave and Buster's?
Dave and Buster's,
I don't
man. Gosh almighty. Just the
Makes me feel like a
one of
kid.
the dumbest
You got main event. They got games. It's the same thing.
What are you talking about, man?
Josh,
Dave and Buster's?
shut up.
I'm trying to.
Shut the hell up. Caprock, the Plaza.
We're over here talking about adult beverages, and this man brings up, I'm trying to feel like a kid again.
Yeah, Dave and Buster's, yeah.
These motherfuckers, I want to be so.
They're going to see you get on that thing, and they're going to be like, brother, you should not be on here. You got to have hair to get on this one.
The sad thing is, you're a 31-year-old man, single
Well,
man,
okay.
gonna walk in Dave and Buster's.
Out of all
What's
places.
that? Out of all places, what is that gonna say?
No, I wouldn't go there by
Caprock-
myself.
Josh is trying to play
has some
stepdaddy.
views. Caprock has some views at least.
God, I regret I brought this up already.
You
Josh is
should.
trying to play stepdaddy.
Stepdaddy.
But yes,
Can we please move to the next topic?
yes,
Okay,
I'm
let's go.
get
Aren't you the
I get to go back to the
captain of this
806.
ship? You brought it.
You're moving back to the
am the
806
captain
for a
here.
fucking Dave and Buster's.
Okay, I was just throwing it out there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Don't have
also
too
got
much fun at the
Caprock.
Dave and Buster's, man.
Yeah, it's a
Josh,
load of
hey, I will let you know
Shout
when
out Dave and Buster's.
I don't go to Dave and Buster's. Okay, I will let you know.
No, you got to tell him when you're going so he can go with you.
Here, no, I'll drive by it.
There we go. We're just gonna mute all of them as I'm gonna go on here.
Us,
But
'cause
yeah,
of your comment.
so yes, going back to the 806. It's not official yet because I haven't signed a contract, but
in the work.
but I got a letter today from our apartment complex of that intent to hire, and so
That's good. And then for the listeners that don't know, like Cleet's kind of been looking to make his way back up there for personal reasons and stuff. So, you know, and it's just like normal for our kind of line of work.
Well played.
Personal
Well
reasons,
played.
right? Yeah, those were good. That was good. You know, and this is our line of work where
Stop
sometimes
interrupting him,
you
Cletus.
have to.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, god damn, son. Like
Quit cussing.
case in point to the listener. But anyways, we're glad that it worked out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta have a little bit of patience and stuff, and you know we were all here to support him. Glad it worked out, and well, we're happy for you.
It
Cleve,
has
so.
been this spring has been, and me and you've talked about Josh. I've called Jack. I've called me and Josh. So I've called him. It was what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago,
Ooh.
maybe 3.
No, you called.
Maybe 3 weeks ago.
You called over the weekend, didn't
Yeah.
you? Like we didn't talk for too long.
Yeah, it
but
was
you
just
talked-
like
called over the
it was like mentally, I was like because this off season was interviewed at 3 other schools.
Yeah.
Thankfully got called back from one of them. Told me they gonna offer it to someone else. Didn't hear back from another one, which is it's pretty common for our line of work. You know,
Yeah.
the rare one is when they call you and tell you sorry, but you know
Yeah.
that's kind of the rare one, which you appreciate when you get that.
Right.
At least they took time to tell you.
Yeah, and hopefully I would like to think that we're all the same in that regards. That if we're ever in that
Mhm.
position, in that seat, that we're going through it, and you know, certain places and jobs, you might get 5 people apply, you might get 100 people,
Right.
and so sometimes it's hard to keep up with
Mhm.
everybody. But
But-
at least for the people that I always feel like you contact and you contact, besides the people that you may get an email and then just kind of disregard it or whatever. But like say if I'm somewhere and Jack's applying and I talk to Jack, we're going back and forth, and then I decide to go a different direction. Like I think all of us are in the kind of same train of thought that I would at least call Jack back and say like, hey man,
Thank you.
thank you, appreciate it all, blah 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 blah. But we decided to go
It,
do this, and it might be disappointing for Jack, but at least he has an answer. He doesn't have
that
to.
closure.
Yeah, he doesn't have to like be wishy, like go back and forth and be kind of left out of the loop, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm. But it was mentally this off season was rough. Just for that on that fact, because
Right.
it was like, and I just kept telling myself, and whenever if I ever get the opportunity, no, when you're the boss man, you got to do what's best for the kids and the school. And sometimes you're gonna have
Yeah.
two guys that interview, and one of them is just a little bit better than the other one because of different experiences,
Right.
And so that's something I just kept telling myself. I said, well, he's doing what's best for those kids,
Yeah.
and so I couldn't get disappointed, yeah, but I couldn't get too mad about it because he's doing what's best for the kids, and that's
Yeah. And
ultimately why we do what we do is doing what's best for
right.
the kids.
And it's like we've all kind of said,
You talking
and
about the
we've told
kids,
you,
The kids.
not the
yeah,
game that I love. The kids.
but it's like we always told you, Cleet. Obviously we were backing you and supporting you, and that everything's going to happen for a reason, and on his time. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I'm glad that it all worked
Oh
out.
yeah.
But I'm glad. I'm happy that we're all doing good, and there's change here in Tigerland too. Obviously,
Big change.
if you haven't read,
Big change.
big change, big change with the head honcho heading out. So all that kind of stuff. So it's been kind of fun to see that and all that
On
kind
the
of
good
stuff.
end of it, on the
Hmm?
better end of it.
Yeah, and I've seen the opposite side, the other end of it too, with the the anxiousness that it brings, the uncertainty, because especially the timing of it all, it's not ideal. But sometimes when opportunities arise, you have to take them. Can't just push it down the line or whatever, because what I mean. It was just a really good opportunity for him
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
that he took for him and his family. You can't hold that against
Oh,
him.
definitely.
You know
Because
what I mean? It just sucks for the timing of it all and the uncertainty of it is. But
because really you have a
sometimes it is what
month.
it is.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
You have a month till you
it's
can, which is the last day to resign is about a month away.
but his isn't. It's just like for him, it's not. It's a little different shoes that he's been in. He's not the coach. He's not Coach Mobley anymore. He's the AD, so he doesn't
Right.
have to necessarily worry about the same thing a head coach does. Like right
Mm-hmm.
now, a head coach move. Their move right now, I'm not saying he's stressed because he said probably some stress, but at this moment in time, his stress level is a little bit different. His is like moving,
yeah,
putting his handprint on that
right,
program. In less than a month and a half, they start school. But as a head
yeah,
coach, you got to get your staff, you got to get the kids ready and
you're right,
running going the first in August. As an AD, you get to
yeah,
like
and
set your precedents through coaches.
yeah,
You know,
and yeah, and Jack, we have that history of getting to a place in July and hitting the ground running, and it comes thick and fast. And I remember our first year in PI was like that, and we didn't really like things didn't really start
yeah, the
clicking and
only way
stuff
up is
until
up,
like
right?
the only way up is up, baby. Um, that's my quote. Just so they know. Talking to the boys in the weight room one day, so that'll live with me for the rest of my life. But it was good. Maybe it'll come about it. Maybe we get that
Fool
started
me
on
once,
Twitter,
can't
right?
get fooled again.
Someone needs to make that a shirt. Only up is up. Only way up is up.
Only way up is up. That is a funny story too, boys. That is probably one of the
Please.
funniest. That's like third of the Curtinisms that I've been around. That's
Yeah.
probably top five of the Curtinisms.
Throwing it out on
Oh,
the on the 2 yard line.
no, that's
That,
not okay.
okay,
Okay, okay.
that's
That's
not
not
a Curtinism. That's
that's
Curtin being
that's not
Curtin. Now,
that's
Curtinism is some stuff he's
two different things. Curtain being curtain, like it almost became like a verb. Like you don't want to
don't be
be
Curtin.
like don't be a curtain, right? Don't be a
Is
curtain.
that
It almost became like
who's
a
the
verb.
old who's the old guy I talked to at coaching school? He looked at me and says, Are you some kind of West Texas fuck up?
Yeah, that's old Joe Gonzalez.
Yeah. Was he talking about you, Josh? I'm assuming. Are you some
Probably.
West
Yeah,
Texas fuck
yeah,
up?
yeah. You know. And we can't all be perfect. You know what I mean? Like
But
And,
out of our group, I'll be
no,
doing it.
we all have our fair share of dumbass stuff. But that
oh yeah.
that was probably like I didn't catch it. You know, it was like kind of like a Mikeism, Josh or Cletus. It was
Yeah.
like a Mikeism where you have to be in the moment with him, but you knew he said something dumb. You know, it's kind of that type of thing, Cleet. And when he said it,
Then you look at like someone who goes, "Did he just say what I thought he said?"
I looked at him. The kids were just trying to get to know him because it was like they went off to coaching school or something, and me and Josh stayed here to run the weight room and football stuff while they were gone doing something. I can't remember what it was, but me and Josh were running the weight room and stuff, and we're sitting there talking, getting to know each other. And this is like the second or third day he's running this. I told him, "Hey, it's you, run it, you get it." He's like, "Okay." So he goes up and he goes, "Boys, the only way up is up from here. Just keep working. Just keep working. We'll get there."
I will say that I was obviously green to all that kind of stuff and new to it all. That I'm a lot
You
better.
had
now.
another one.
The only way up is up.
Hey,
I'm gonna tell my drivers that tomorrow. Hey guys, I just want you to know you might have had a bad day yesterday, but the only way up is up.
Hey man, it's like iron sharpens iron. You know what I
hey,
mean? So,
put on the hat, Adam.
The only way up is
so
up.
I'm,
Up
We're
is
swinging
up.
that shit because the only way up is up.
Up is up.
Let's go, baby.
Up is up.
let's run with it. Greatness. Yeah. But anyways, so how's our hat production designing going?
It is going
Yeah.
well. I have a few different designs, but now that we all decided on what we want on the front logo, or the front, I'm working on that. Then I'm working on getting I've called a few different places. I know a few different people that make hats. Also, my job, we order uniforms, so I'm also reaching out to them outside of work to see if we could get a certain amount ordered. I know that they do most of the time. They do them in bundles, but we placed quite a few orders with them. So, but yeah, it's going pretty well. I'm not sure if there's a base color that y'all want or y'all want to do different colors. I mean, like each person get a different color. You want one, like let's just say black and then gray. Because basically what I'm thinking right now is we buy roughly 15 to 20 and each person gets 2. And then we could have 1 to work out in and then 1 to travel in. And then you could have a third one if somebody's like, hey, I really like that hat. Then you could always just have a third one to be like, hey,
Right. I like that. And maybe we can start off, if we're going to each get 2, we can have like just 2 color sets to begin with.
Yeah.
We can have 1 be black, 1 be gray, or I think Jack mentioned like a certain type of blue or something.
Because obviously the rope that we're looking at, it would obviously be so like they have one with a gray and then a black rope, and then they have one that's black with like a white rope. So it just kind of varies on what kind of you're looking for. But I was thinking both, because obviously you need to order them in a bulk. It's cheaper that way than ordering them each individually. But for the most part, it's going pretty well. Chelsea is also looking at her old design shops and stuff like that, people who make that stuff, so that way maybe I don't have to get anything shipped. I could just go pick it up, drop off a logo there, and they could get it printed out. So there's a few different things that I have rolling out. So hopefully we get them before the end of the summer, so that way you guys can show them off during 2 days.
Let's go. Yeah. So for the listeners, to let the listeners know, we have merchandise.
No, we don't have it. We've talked about it.
We're working on it.
I just said have it.
Okay, listen. I was in a damn interview.
All right, here we go. Next topic.
And my phone kept going. Zzz, 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 zzz. I'm reading the text message and I see Jack, your jabroni cleats interview. You're lucky he's not here. He'll slap your candy ass.
That is accurate. That is.
Well, it's also like the time that Jack had to ask you 3 times about what position you're going to do, and you kept saying other stuff.
My dyslexic butt read it as, "Oh, you're coaching in Roosevelt." Yes. Oh, you're coaching Rosso.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
What
The
position?
Three times.
What position? Yes.
Yes.
I will
I'm
be
in Rosa.
coaching.
I'm going to
Yes.
Rosa.
It looked like
Yeah.
the scene in Airplane where he's like, "Don't call me Shirley." That's
Yeah.
like yes, Shirley, we can fly this plane. Yeah, but don't call me Shirley.
So we got the D line, huh? You finally coming to the real side of the football. To the
Uh-oh.
real side of the football. What?
Easy.
The dark
Real
side.
side. The real side.
The dark side.
Defense wins championships. Y'all remember that?
You're right, but you
Right.
never won a game 0-0.
Yeah, that's true.
Defense may win championships, but offense put butts in the seats.
Yeah. So
They compliment each other.
the head coach asked me, said, "Is there a I said, because it's pretty cool. The AD is the boys basketball coach there, but he's also the offensive line coach. Which I've never usually when the basketball coach is the AD, he just like football. Y'all do
So
y'all.
he's in the fraternity, baby.
He's a he told me I'm a coach. I enjoy coaching. That's why I still coach the offensive line. I just enjoy freaking coaching. I'm thinking, hell yeah, I like this. And
when
so yes,
he's an O line, respect.
Hey, guess what? Flex on him.
O line, baby, respect.
O-line.
Strong side.
Respect.
Games are won in the trench.
So
Hey, D line's the trenches too, pal.
Their AD here was an old line,
Well,
an old O-line coach too. So respect.
yeah, so it's good. Like I said, it's gonna be fun. I
8
told
years I've
our-
been making clowns out of the O line.
Oh, shut your mouth! What you doing now? Logistics? Sitting on a couch talking about playing the D line. Shut your mouth.
Still
The,
clown you.
Nah, negative.
ooh,
The only thing clown is your hairline.
one-on-ones. Let's figure out.
I know
what
you're not talking
one-on-ones
about no
are.
hairline.
I am. I have a reason. I'm 31 years old.
You had to think there.
Yeah.
You sure you're 30? You sure?
Well, I still have more hair than Cleet or Josh, so it's fine. And Kyle.
Damn. You ain't got to do.
I got
Cleat
a
like
full head
that,
of hair.
Hey, and shout out for birthdays, June birthdays. Shout out to all the great people that have birthdays in June. The best month of the
Yeah.
year is June. That's why I
Yeah.
decided to get married in June.
No. That's a good way not.
So
By the
far-
way, that's a good way not to forget your anniversary.
Thank you.
That's a great way of not forgetting your anniversary.
That's a great way to share your birthday as well.
Yeah, so I get 2 presents.
There you go. Ooh.
Is that what Cleese did earlier?
Jack did that on purpose.
Take notes, Cleet.
Jack knew
Take
it.
notes,
Jack
please.
knew what he was doing.
No, I did it because I thought the numbers were pretty cool, and the venue worked out perfectly. It was a whole mess of a whole deal,
Mhm.
in our Hispanic culture and Hannah's culture. It was a whole, Mexican culture and Hispanic culture do the whole things
Aren't
differently.
you half white though?
Yes, but my dad is.
Oh, your dad's side, yeah.
He wants everything this way or another way, and then that's not how it works in most.
Right.
Different
What's
culture.
the Hispanic?
So the Hispanic side of things is like,
Who pays for the wedding in the Hispanic?
and the
side?
Hispanic side, the whole family pitches in. Like the Hispanic side pitches in, and they all put in money or do different things for the
Mhm.
wedding. Well, in Hannah's side, or in most, white,
The father of the bride
father of
usually.
the bride, mother of the bride, or someone of the bride takes care of the wedding. But in the Hispanic side, usually hey, they put a list out and say, this person gets the cake, this person gets the dress, or
Mhm.
takes care
They
of the
divvy
dress.
up all the
Yeah, they
responsibilities.
divvy up it throughout the whole family. So that was a whole crap show. Plus, if you know my pops, shout out to him. He's a bit of a diva. Adam can vouch for this. Love him to death, but sometimes he stresses out way too much over the little things, and the little things are what he thinks are big. But in all reality, he's happy, he's healthy. He has a beautiful woman, lovely mom that takes care of him, and he stresses over things he shouldn't. So pops, hear me out. Don't stress out so much. Live life. Enjoy what you're doing. Don't stress out so much. All right.
Shout out to Papa Garcia.
But other than that, that was a whole thing about all that. So it all worked out at the end. and we've been out living best. We come to Mexico, meet a lot, making podcasts, coaching, made some great friends in the process. So
Amen.
it is what it
Like
is.
I-
It's
And Josh.
the the path is the path, and it's done good things for us. I had great
Amen.
friends. I guess I can't complain. I got a pretty great little brother, you know. Even though he looks like Shaggy Dog, you know. But
Right, the flow's not working today for sure.
No, it ain't.
The flow's not
It
is
ain't.
not happening at all.
I had a workout that kicked my ass.
well, the ones you come back from vacation, you really do. And I got cut up and stuff. I had warts and stuff. I got cut off my body, so I was at a commission for a couple of days, and I'm finally get back in it. So yep, it is what it is. I feel your pain, Bubba. I feel your pain.
Hey, I ran an 8.5 minute mile though.
That a boy.
Let's go.
I did 2 in my sleep. I was running next to Lance Armstrong in my dream. He was riding the bike. I was running.
Shit. I'm Usain Bolt in my dream. Shit, you shooting too low.
I do got to take a shot at our boy here, man. He went to Georgia. None of these boys because they're not on my crap list anymore. Besides one, I got to give crap. You go to Atlanta, Georgia, or Savannah, Georgia, and you get Mexican food in Georgia, and it looked like a typical white person Mexican food dish.
Hey, right.
Yeah, I will say that I have been to Savannah, and their Mexican food is doo doo.
Why?
Like,
but why
A
would
bear
you go?
wouldn't even eat that because bears don't eat shit.
But at least go. I try to do what you did, Jack. Usually, like
Try
when we got the
something
Uber. Well, when we got the Uber, I asked them. The local said, "Hey, where's best place to eat or it's like
Yeah.
brunch?
Yeah.
Where's a good place to go get brunch around here?" I tried doing that, and I got some decent recommendations when we went to Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
I got some, and so, but
Or
Mexican food
TripAdvisor.
in Georgia.
Yeah.
Here-
Shout out
here's
to the
here's a
redhead.
here's
Kyles,
a
I know
hint,
you're hearing this. I
redhead.
know you're mad at us. but
Here's
I
a
don't
hint,
care.
redhead. The further south, the further north you go from Mexico, the shittier the Mexican food gets, probably.
Unless you're, yeah, that's probably right. Yep, you're right.
I mean, honestly,
I
the
would say
closer
you go-
the closer to the border you go, the better it gets.
Yeah, that's accurate. That's actually accurate. I've been to Savannah twice, and the Mexican food doesn't get better.
we went to New York. I wasn't
It
gonna get
makes
Mexican
sense.
food in New York.
Oh no, you go get like a steakhouse or
You
Italian
get steakhouse or Italian, or you get pizza
Or pizza.
or a hot dog.
In Nashville, you get a Nashville hot chicken.
Yes.
Come on now.
Or,
Come on
or
now.
You get home cooking or home style cooking. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm not gonna
or
lie.
comfort
Nashville.
food.
When I
Comfort
first
food,
landed,
Nashville's comfort food smacks.
yeah, when I first landed in Nashville, I went to this place and got a Nashville hot chicken biscuit. And brother, when I tell you that shit
Listen
was
here.
hot, oh boy,
Listen here, brother. It was
Brother.
hot.
Really,
It was
Nashville hot chicken was hot.
a beer wouldn't have saved me.
Well, we went to the Hattie B's in Nashville, and this dude ordered they had the whole range or whatever. They had mild, they had sissy mild or whatever. And I usually go
sissy mild.
I usually go with the medium.
I go
I usually-
sissy mild.
I usually go with medium because you want to taste it. You want to taste your food, but you don't want to burn your mouth. Well, we're sitting next to this dude. This poor dude, man. He was had me had it rolling, but he had here and he was eating his chicken. He was eating his chicken sandwich. And it was the hot eyes one. He was sitting there. He ate it. His face and it was cold. It was cold and rainy. This dude was sweating. He was trying to look cool in front of his friends, but
You know what he
was
did? He
miserable.
fucked around and found out.
He found
He
out.
did.
So
But the
when
way
he took
Hannah-
a doo doo,
out.
it hurt the other way too.
And Hannah had the most priceless thing. She goes, "It's hot now, buddy. Wait till later."
Oh man,
I was like, "That's why I don't do. I do hot foods, but I don't. I want to taste my food, so I get
So-
Right.
the close enough to hot where it's good, not real
Mhm.
hot. It'll mess you
So
up."
here's my question with the redhead, soon to be dad. Did he at least get some Georgia peaches?
I don't know.
That's
don't
the
know.
question.
We'll
He
have to
did
find
play
out.
some. He
Georgia.
did play at a great course because I played at the exact same course.
Yeah.
It's a pretty sweet little course.
Yes, it is. But Savannah is also like I don't know how familiar y'all are with like the PGA Tour, but Hilton Head is where PGA plays. You know where the lighthouse is and all that. That is actually Savannah is like almost like golf capital right behind South Carolina. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina has like 55 golf courses in like 25 square miles. It's ridiculous. Like you turn a corner and there's a golf course there. So, but Savannah is like very close. They have some really great golf out there.
Good. I'm glad he did one good thing because he messed up on the Mexican food.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know
He
what
will
he-
never-
Yeah.
he will
Why
never
would
hear
you
the
go
end
eat
of
Maybe,
that story.
maybe the baby wanted the Mexican food.
No, I could feel that, but his wife, she's
Mexican.
Mexican. Why would you? Anyway, we're gonna change the subject, but we're gonna change the subject. Sorry, Cobbs. I had to
It's
bring
okay,
that in.
Tay Tay. We forgive you.
Yeah, we Jack had to throw
I
that
had
point
to.
out there.
It's
Which
like
great
that
job.
was like almost
Yeah,
as
you
bad as some of the stuff Josh has done, but that one tops it.
Hey, the only thing Cobbs can do from
Only
here,
way is up.
the only way to go up is up.
Amen,
Swing
brother.
that shit,
Amen.
baby.
I agree.
Swing it.
Oh, he did probably.
Speaking of swinging that stuff, Adam, yours and my prediction for the Stanley Cup isn't going to happen. The Vegas Knights are about to pull that thing off.
Yeah, they're probably going to sweep it. Honestly, if they win today, they sweep it.
But I was telling someone today, he was saying they're a really good team. I was like, well, yeah, you should be good. You got 9 Stanley Cup players, Stanley Cup champions on you. You should be good compared to the Florida Panthers that have 1. You should be good.
Yeah, and so right now, obviously Game 3 is tonight. It's actually going on.
Yeah,
right now. They just got done with the second period, and the Vegas Golden Knights are up 2-1 over
it's
Florida
probably
Panthers. So.
At the second period is it? You said it's in the second.
It's over. Second
That's the end
period
of
is over.
So if the third period is where Panthers have been falling apart, is the third period. So
Well,
yeah, it has.
No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, I mean, if they lose this game, they get swept. There's nothing.
That's why I was proud.
They might squeeze one, but it's not going to be.
Not like
It's going to be a worthless stealing one, honestly.
Oh yeah, I agree. They
Well,
got
Because just like I think the Heat, they stole one because they ain't gonna get another one.
nah.
We'll talk about that.
No, we talking about it right now. We already done brought it up.
That's why I was happy. That's why I was happy that the Stars made it 6. I was
Mm-hmm.
really shooting for 7 because I told Josh that if they made 7, I would lose my crap and I might fly to Vegas. But that was really impressive. They made it 6, especially being down and out because they were
Without Jamie Benn.
And for the first 2 games of that series kind of dictated how that series was going to go. People say that the commentators and stuff were saying that Dallas wasn't close. It's like, are you dumb? Dallas was a shot away from being winning the first game.
Well, and if you go back into it, they played 6 games. 4 of them went to overtime. So how could you even say that one team wasn't in a game? 4 of their 6 games went into overtime.
I'm with you.
And on top of that, the Stars have played the most minutes on the ice since the beginning of playoffs. They went to 3 overtime games against Seattle. Yep. They went to 2 overtime games in the series before that, and then they went into 4 with the Vegas Golden Knights. So if they had gone up against Florida, they would have been damn near out of juice anyways.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. Me and you agree on that. I mean, that's what I was telling someone too. Is like going 6 and playing the way they did. Dallas was like attacking. Like you could tell some games they didn't have it, and Ottinger was out of breath, especially when he gave up 6 goals, whatever game that was. Plus, when you play a team like Vegas that has 4 sharp snipers out there, like it's going to be tough to stop. Like Florida's seen it firsthand. Florida had the most breaks. So, and I watched it a little bit the other day.
I mean, Florida has the number 1 goalie in.
He's getting embarrassed.
Playoff, but I'm saying he's the number 1 goalie in playoffs. Ottinger's the only person. Ottinger was second to him, Bobrovsky, and he's been embarrassed the last 3 games. It's like he's not even standing there.
Yeah, I know. But all right,
especially Game 2 and they lost.
Shout out hockey. It's still good to watch, even though when it's not good to watch. Speaking of terrible, I continue. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna quickly say that obviously like going into the Stanley Cup, I kind of talked about it last week a little bit, but like there was some kind of like optimism, and I was hoping that it would be a good series overall because the Panthers were on a good run, coming out of the was it the Eastern
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
They made a good run. They were playing good hockey, I guess, right?
But
They were on
but if
fire.
they
So
do win this game, it could turn out to be a good series.
It could definitely. 'Cause it
But
goes
if they
back and
lose
forth.
this game, this is the turning point for the series.
Agreed. I'm with you 100%.
well, it's just like every other sport. Like anytime a team goes down 3-0, like it's literally not impossible, but it's statistically and
Honestly, I
mentally
wanted the
hard.
Celtics to do it just to say that they did it.
Well, I'm glad it didn't work out that
Well,
way.
speaking of Celtics, you know, you like to watch. You root for your friends' teams as they're playing in championships because if your team's out. I do. I
I
root.
know.
I root.
I
I root
I
for
know.
them.
I
Right
don't.
at the-
I
at
don't
the-
either.
If the Rangers make the
I'm
if
with
the
you, Jay.
Rangers make the World Series, I'm rooting for the team.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
fuck those guys.
Hey, honestly, I'll have to agree with that because when the Astros went to the World Series, I was doing everything I can for the
Oh,
Astros.
no, I don't root for the Astros. That's one team I don't root
Well,
for.
that's what I'm saying. Why would you want a direct rival to be
I
successful?
don't rival. So I'm talking about friends team. So up here, our top,
Yeah.
boy, Miami Heat is his team. All right, I'm rooting for the Heat just
Fuck
because
'em.
of him.
I'm only
But
rooting,
I
I
don't
only
root-
want Jimmy
I don't
Buckets to
root for
get
the
his first
Giants.
one.
I don't root for the Giants. I don't root for the Eagles. I don't root for any of those guys. I don't root for Texas. I don't root for Aggies. I don't root for Baylor. Like, no, man, that's not.
I just want Jimmy Butler to get one, but
Jimmy
I don't want it.
Butler, more
I
like
don't want it.
disappear you.
I don't want it to be against against the Joker. I think he deserves it way more. Jamal Murray as
agree.
well.
Yeah, but
that
agree with
that boy's a stud. It's not. I mean, don't get me wrong.
yeah,
Jokic, everybody already knows what you're getting out of him, but Jamal Murray has stepped up tremendously.
I agree, and I think they have a good core there with their surrounding pieces too.
Yeah, to
So
keep
I
the
think they're
buddies
going to be
quiet,
good.
man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Here in a second we talk about that, but I think the Nuggets are structured really well to be good for the next several years. I don't think they have to worry about after this year. Like the Celtics are going to have some problems with keeping their team together because like this year they got to pay Brown, and then next year they got to pay Tatum, and are they going to be willing to have nearly $500 million to
But
pay for both those
Boston's a
players
big
and
market.
fill out a roster? You know what I
Boston's a
mean?
big market, so
They can.
I know,
afford
but when you
those.
think about I know, but when you think about it financially, in the NBA, like it's not an unlimited cap. So like if you pay those guys $500 million, then how are you going to figure out and fill out the rest of your team? It's kind of like they'll almost run into the problem like the Heat did when they had LeBron and Wade and Bosh. They're paying those guys, and then they got to kind of live uh, previously with getting guys here and there on the
Yeah.
mid-level stuff and veteran stuff.
I mean,
Kinda piece
Denver's
the
has
team
been
together.
very consistent the last 4 years, anyways. They just haven't made it to the finals.
Right.
They've been to the Western Conference Finals the last 3 out of the 4 years. So I mean, it's not that. I mean, that just goes to show your point that their core is already strong. Their last 4 years,
Yeah,
they've been they've been to the Western Conference 3 out of the 4, if not 4 out of the
Yeah,
4.
and they're-
they haven't
So
gone 4 out of 4.
And they're gonna have, and
3
I
out of
don't
4.
believe that this is gonna, I know this is their first time to the NBA Finals, but I don't think it's gonna be their last
year
time.
before
going
the
they
to
lost to the
NBA
Warriors
Finals.
last year. Yeah,
the year before the Warriors. That was the Suns, was it not?
yeah.
Well,
Oh, the
Suns
Mavericks. Mavericks, and the Suns were the year before that.
Yeah.
In the Western Conference, but that was the year that they missed. The other last 3, they've been 3 out of the last 4 years. They've been Western Conference Finals. They just hadn't made it to the finals.
You know who else has done that? Boston.
Boston. I mean,
Miami,
yeah.
too.
Shut up. No one wants to hear about Miami right now.
So-
Jimmy Butler, more like
So-
no show Butler.
So do
Yeah. Well, he actually played somewhat well.
They lost
Game
by
3.
20.
is he gonna play defense or is he gonna play offense?
Okay, Josh, you can't say you play good if you lost by 20.
Well, I mean, like I know that
You
but
can, but
there
you're
was
wrong.
There were other. Yeah,
You
well,
play good. You
I'm
lost
not
by
gonna
20.
say that.
Okay, you still play good though.
Yeah, but it's still like, and I agree. Like Jack and I, we text during the games, and he even the end of the Boston series, like he wasn't.
I didn't talk trash like I
You
wanted
know,
to.
I just
know,
don't
but
think
he
that's a
wasn't-
good matchup for the Heat.
I don't know, but they last night was, the second half was
Okay,
terrible, but
game
like we've
one,
been
they got beat the same way. Game two was a fluke. That's why I'm saying that. Because
No,
game
I
three,
think
they came out and
I
they
don't think game two
I
was
beat
think
their
the
ass
deciding
again.
I think the deciding factor. I
well,
don't think the deciding factor for this series. It's already had. You saw it yesterday.
Beat their ass.
Is you got let Joker have his moments because he's going to. He's going to get a triple double throughout the
right.
finals. That's going to happen.
Yes.
The question is if you could stop. Let Jamal have his 10, quiet 20 or whatever. The question is, are you going to stop those other guys like Porter,
No,
Gordon?
Well,
they got no
even
defense.
stop,
Or like if you stop
even
those guys, but
okay.
if you stop them or slow them down, where it's just Joker having to throw because he's a facilitator. Well, if you make Joker the facilitator, he's going to be he's going to be a stud. They're going to get going. He's going to get his triple double, and they're going to be good.
And then he's going to score 50
50
points. He's still going to be a stud.
No,
I'm
but
so
if he-
confused on where you're going with
No,
this.
Okay,
He's a
I'm getting
stud
there.
either way.
I'm getting there. So they lost game 2. He had 40 points, correct? And how many
But
assists?
he had a triple double.
How
as
many
well.
assists did he have in the third quarter?
Not in game
Not in
two.
game 2. He didn't.
Okay, how many assists? Like 7?
4.
Oh, okay.
He had a double, but he didn't have a triple.
I'm going. If you let him be the facilitator, you're going to lose the series. If you let him be the scorer, you will beat them because he's going to have to be the team. He's going to have to carry the team in points, which he can, but he flows. The team flows through him. Well, if he's going to get a triple double with his buddy scoring 20, they're going to win. They're going to smack around the Miami Heat. But the problem is Miami Heat's dude, Hemi, the reason they got to this point was because of him, but he disappeared in game 1. His supporting cast laid him in game 2. Game 3, he shows up, but no defense. The real question is how game 4 is. If game 4 they come respond, Hemi Butler shows up like he's supposed to, and his supporting cast shows up, and they slow down and make Joker score. Game 4 is going to be a deciding factor, and it's going to be a pretty good series. But if
I
not,
agree.
it's going to be Denver Nuggets winning 5. And
Yeah,
And so, like,
I got Denver in 5, even if Jimmy Butler scores 75 points. Denver's going to roll. That's just how, to me, Jokic is just too good of a player that even if you ask him to score, he's going to end up facilitating, and he understands what he needs to do now to beat this team. It took game 2 getting defeated to understand what he needed to do. Now he knows that he needs to, and his supporting cast needs to.
Miami has a pretty good coach that makes pretty good adjustments in moments like
Well,
that.
what adjustments did he make against the Joker? He scored 30 points every game this series. He's thrown 4 defenders at him, and he embarrasses all 4.
If you watch the moment, they said there's a moment that Slappy says some stupid things, but he said one thing. He goes, Spoelstra said, whoever guards Joker is going to be frustrated. He's going to get him. Don't worry about him. You need to worry about getting back and helping the buddies from not going off. Like, for example, Murray killed Miami.
That's not how they lost on game 3. They lost because of Christian Braun, who scored 25 points off the bench.
That's a buddy, right?
But I'm saying you just pulled up Murray. I'm saying that's not
Murray
every
Murray
game a different player has showed up.
Yes,
every
but
game.
Murray was not in game 1, was he not? He was there, but he didn't have
scored
30.
25 points in game 1.
Which I said that he's going to
get. And then he scored 25 points in game 2.
I said he was going to get his quiet 25. Did I not? I said he was going to get his quiet 25, but last night he got not a quiet 35. He got his loud with the triple double. Did he not?
He didn't get a triple double, but
yeah, he did.
No, he missed it by 1 rebound.
No, he got a triple double.
What? I thought he missed it by 1 rebound.
Man, get the fuck out of it. Next subject.
No, so here's
okay. But I disagree with your point because Jamal Murray and Jokic are the core, which is what Josh talked about. So the players that I'm talking about are everybody else.
His buddies.
Game one, it was Caldwell Pope.
I'm bitching the buddies. That's what I just said in the beginning of my argument.
Jamal Murray is not a buddy. Jamal Murray is the core. A buddy is somebody like Christian Braun that doesn't score 20 points every game.
Which is a buddy, which I mentioned.
I mean, I guess.
You stop the buddies, you beat the Nuggets. I've mentioned that. I've said that when the Lakers played them. I've said it all year long, all playoffs long. That's how you beat the Nuggets, is stop the buddies. Let Murray and Joker go off, but stop the buddies. I've said it. So
I think even if you stop the buddies, they still win.
Continue, Josh. Move on.
No, well, okay. So here's
So
finally having be able to throw 2 cents in here, right? On 2 brothers going at it. So, and this is just my opinion on watching the games and stuff. So we go back to game 1. here's a couple factors that led to game one being a blowout and not close throughout. There's a couple things. One, when you look at it from the Denver side, they're at home, they had their rest, and then like statistically and historically, game one when teams have had a certain amount of rest, they have a better win percentage than teams that don't. Right? Um, they came in, they were on fire, they were playing really well, they had a home crowd that was in it, and Miami shot like absolute shit. Like they were super cold. Butler didn't do anything. Their dudes that were had stepped up in the series before against Boston were cold and not hitting nothing. Like Struess, the guy who usually starts and is kind of like their three guy, like he was like over, right? So like game one was not good for Miami. It was really great for the Nuggets because like Jack said, like and again, in a way to beat the Nuggets, if you will, is you let the Joker be the Joker, but you have to take care of his supporting cast. Like if you let, and here's an interesting fact for you too, for the playoffs, when Joker gets 40 points or more, they have not won a game. Right? No matter how many rebounds or assists you get, if he scores 40, and I'm not saying like if he scores 40, they're going to lose automatically, but is what it's shown that if you make him let him do his damage, but you take away Murray and you take away Porter and you take away uh, and Gordon and all those guys, your chances of being able to beat them goes up. If you're obviously you got to take care of your end as well. And then game two, that's what Miami did. They let the Joker be the Joker and get his 40 points and stuff. Murray only had 18, which is not like terrible, but it was only 18. The rest of the guys didn't have their normal, right? Like in game one, Aaron Gordon had 16 points, Porter had 14 points, Murray had 26, right? The Miami can't keep with that, right? Like the Nuggets are bigger than they are, right? They're taller, all that kind of stuff. So like Miami couldn't, they were overwhelmed in game one. But like Jack said, it's bold. They made some adjustments here and there. They did some different things. They shot better, and then they won game two, right? And then game three last night, the first half was kind of back and forth. It was close.
Third quarter.
And then in the third quarter, it got them. Like they went off. Jokic went off, and Murray got into a flow, and he dropped 30. You know what I mean? So like when that stuff happens, you can't beat them because, especially if you're not playing well. Like Miami went cold in the third quarter. Um, their defense, their energy on defense dropped. Which was disappointing for them to do that at home. And like you said, they had that Braun guy come off the bench and get him some right, which is and part of it. You can look at the Heat, and the Heat have guys that do that. Like Duncan Robinson can come off the bench and give you 15 or whatever, or you have Martin that drops 20 for you, or whatever the case may be. It'd be nice if Hero was playing. I'd like to see the dynamic that I would bring to the game or whatnot. But the biggest thing for Game Four from Miami is, and again, I didn't think they shot well last night, um, and especially in the second half. Right? You go look at go look. I think they shot like as a team, they shot 37 or 38%, while the Nuggets were at 50%. Um, so that is all recipe for uh, a Nuggets win and a Heat's loss. If that makes sense. So um, it's going to be interesting. Game four, if the Nuggets win, then like you guys said, it's probably going to be over in five. You know what I mean? It's just I think how it's going to go. They go back to Denver. That crowd's going to be all over the place, excited. And if they get into a flow, then it's over. But I think that if they can take care of Murray, uh, and some of those other guys, and make the Joker be the guy, have to have rely on him, then you increase your odds of winning. Because he might get 40 or 50 points, fuck it, whatever, but he's not going to score enough on himself to beat a team on his own. You know what I mean? So, and if Butler shows up and can be Butler and drop 30, and Bam can drop 25, you know what I
That's
mean?
who's
Then
been surprising me. Is Bam.
I just think his matchup is better in the finals for Bam compared to what it was for the Celtics. Like I know he's going against Jokic and stuff like that, but I think it's a better matchup for him offensively. Defensively, Miami has nobody that can
Like,
guard Jokic. They don't. They can send a whole fucking team to guard the Joker, but he's just bigger and skilled. And like watching some of his shots last night, it was just like Miami would play great defense on him, and he would just have that nice little touch on his little jump shot or layup, and it just would fall. And it just happened to be their night for stuff like that. You know what I mean?
looks like a
So,
tall guy playing at a
um,
park of midgets. Is what it looked like.
yeah, you know what I mean. he's now the one thing, and this is just me being biased somewhat, is that it seems at times they let the Nuggets get away with physical play, and then on the other end, the Heat can't get
Fishy.
away with the same stuff sometimes.
Seems
Huh?
fishy.
Yeah, but they've gotten through it. Like game one when Miami only had two free throws all game. That
Well,
was that
what
was
about
kind
they
of
came back? There was what 25-point lead, and they came back and made it a 12-point lead with less than
yeah
5 minutes left. I mean, that's some promise. But if they didn't get that
yeah
hole,
and
that shows.
yeah. And the thing about Miami, for whatever reason, like obviously they're resolute and they battle and they grind, but like first through the third quarter they have a negative margin, scoring wise. Like they usually get outscored in those quarters, but I think it showed last night in game three that in the fourth quarter they outscore people by it was like plus 90. You know what I mean? So like they definitely it's a team you can't just fall asleep on or they're going to come back and get you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
uh,
But
they
that's when they blew up. And
well
if you notice, that's when they blew up in the Celtics. That's when they blew them up was in the fourth quarter.
yeah,
The
absolutely.
Celtics would like if you're in a game. So if Denver's in a game in the third quarter with Miami, Miami has a pretty good chance in the fourth. But if you're not in a game in the
Absolutely.
third, you're not coming. You're gonna have to play comeback.
No, no.
What do you got, Cletus? He's raising his hand.
Yep.
Well, as much as I love talking about basketball, how much longer to get? One more week, right?
This should be the end pretty soon. You have a game tomorrow.
Game five will be the end.
Thank
You
you.
have a game. You have a
It's
game
gonna be a
tomorrow
great day.
and game
I'll
Sunday, and
be throwing a party.
and hockey will be over too.
I'll be throwing a party when basketball's over.
No, you won't.
I think
Oh,
hockey
yeah, I
will be
will.
over before basketball at this
Hey,
rate.
anyway, what I was going to ask, I was listening to when I was in Midland visiting my family. I was listening to ESPN radio, and ESPN radio is becoming like more and more like it's unbearable to listen to now. But they brought up a good point, and I was just kind of curious y'all's opinion on this. Why does the NBA continue to recycle the same coaches year after year instead
Question.
of trying to hire maybe a new guy from college or a new guy like an assistant to try to get, to give him a shot at a head job? Instead, they recycle the same 6 or 7 names
Uh,
year after year
yeah.
after
So
year,
They
and
do
they
the
just basically are
NFL.
just
yeah.
rotating jobs at this point.
Okay. So that's a good point. But where else do you see that type of
Everywhere.
same mindset? You see that all the time,
Well, college
especially in
football,
football. You
college
see it
football
in
is
the
really bad
NFL.
about it.
NFL.
The NFL's real bad
NFL's
about it.
probably
True.
the worst.
Yeah,
NFL's
NFL
probably
is.
NFL's the good old boy.
Now, I will say this for the NBA for the most part. Yes, there's some guys that get recycled based on name and all that kind of stuff, and I'm sure there's a good old boy system
Looks
there
like Doc
too. But like
Rivers.
some
Yeah,
of the
Got paid. He got
Rivers.
paid.
Doc Rivers is
yeah, yeah.
one, but there's a few teams that you could mention that
Who's the guy that got the
like
Pistons job?
think about the guy at the LA Lakers, Darvin
The
Ham.
old Suns coach.
Reckon
Yes.
Monty Williams was a Sun coach, but like Darvin Ham was an assistant with the Bucks for a little bit, and then he became the head coach. So that's one I can mention. Jason Kidd started as a player, then he went as an assistant. Now he's the head coach in Dallas. I mean, there's a few, but there's like 10 that keeps getting like Van Gundy. To me, he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong, but he hasn't been relevant since he was in Orlando.
So
Yeah, and there's some.
someone made the point with Doc Rivers. He has not won, I think, a series since he was at Boston,
Yeah.
and he
Get him
still
out.
is getting recycled year after year after year.
What do you? Okay, so like you mean series like won a championship?
No, like I think a playoff series, or maybe
Well,
no,
they
maybe it
won a
was like a
playoff
game
series.
6 and 7, like a game
Well,
6
game
or
seven,
game
he's like
7.
he has like the most game 7 losses. In the
Okay,
NBA
maybe it was a
history.
game 7 where like
He's
when
won
co-
he's won a series. He just hasn't won an Eastern Conference or
I think it was
conference
game.
series.
It was a game 7. They were talking about like when coaching usually. Well, they said in the NBA you're more just babysitting and taking care of egos.
Yeah.
There's very few guys that actually coach in the NBA, and they mentioned Spoelstra coaches.
You have to
No.
with that. You see,
Yeah.
I mean, he's lost 3 guys.
Right.
That's what's impressive to me about the Heat. I've never been a Heat fan, but how they handle Spoelstra,
Welcome.
Pat Riley, like Pat Riley and Spoelstra, how they handle the whole situation, and they've lost Victor Oladipo, which if you know Victor Oladipo led them with like coming off the bench, and he was like their sixth man of the year. They had Tyler Hero that led them. Then you had Jimmy Butler. Well, those got Victor and Tyler. Victor got hurt in the second game of the game first series, and then Tyler hasn't been playing all year or playing. He's supposed to be coming back game 5, or won't need it by then.
I don't know. Tyler got hurt in the Bucks series, and then he's been
But yes, that's a good question because that's always a topic that I always talk about.
Eric Spoelstra is a great coach, though.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I agree.
I mean, he has done. I've been so impressed with him, and they brought up like Pop.
Yeah,
Pop. Ever since he's lost Duncan, has not. And I don't know if it's a plan of them just trying to freaking tank until they get this kid, or I mean, I know, but they're saying like if you look at Pop when he does not have a generational Tim Duncan, David Robinson, he's average at best. They're talking about Spoelstra has made chicken salad out of chicken shit.
That's true. That's
always. Eric Spoelstra is a great coach.
That's 100%.
He's awesome.
But that's like, if the Suns or the Spurs ever fire Popovich, is he going to get recycled, or is he going to call it a career?
No, he called it a career. He's done after this year. He's not. He won't be back next year.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but I mean
I think he's done. I think he quit. I think he retired this year.
I know he was going to retire before his wife died. And then his wife died, and he kept him around longer.
Well, the original thing was like when Timmy leaves, he leaves. That's what he said a long time ago. He said when that guy leaves the building, I'm right behind him.
But Timmy's in the building with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And going back to Spoelstra, and of course, bias there, but like the one good thing about the Heat, is that they don't make a lot of changes. Like Pat was there. You know what I mean? And they had a great run with Pat, and then Spoelstra came up. And, of course, Spoelstra at the beginning had the benefit of having LeBron and all them to get them going and stuff. And they've had their lumps here and there. Like, after LeBron left, they had some lumps and stuff. And then recently they had one a couple years ago. But the one thing about they have a really good culture there. The guys come in, and if they buy into it, they're really good. Like we said, he's a good coach. But I just like how they've had the longevity with Spo. And it's not like if they've had a bad season or two that they get rid of them. You know what I mean? They kind of keep the faith. They keep them there. So, it's kind of like the Spo thing, not Spo thing, the Pop thing, where all that kind of stuff, there's not changes. Because other NBA franchises, they could be on their third or fourth coach in a shorter amount of time and whatnot. But so it's kind of good to see and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you. I do think Eric Spoelstra is one of the great coaches, but it's also started with Pat Riley. I think Pat Riley is but that's the thing that happens. Like recycled coaches, their culture they try to mimic and copy to do it in another location. Like to me, I don't think Eric Spoelstra. I think he'll retire Miami Heat, or he'll go to where Pat Riley is, and then they just keep the culture. But like Boston's another example. Their culture is pretty good because they've had the same flow of things for the last couple of years.
Right.
I hate to say it, but Golden State's the same type of way. Mark Jackson, that's his team. This and
Why
that.
doesn't someone give him?
But I agree.
He's blackballed by the NBA.
I agree.
Why?
Yep, I agree.
What did he do? I mean, I'm just kind of curious because I believe it's to whatever. But what did he do to get blackballed?
I don't know.
Hey, Hannah.
I don't know.
I get it, Cleet.
It's unfortunate for him that he got blackballed.
Oh, I get it, Cleet. I get it.
Adam goes, I get it, Cleet.
It's funny because
tell me why he decided he's playing softball for one season and needed to buy cleats.
I did not buy them.
And gloves.
I did not buy them.
Why do you need gloves for softball, you bitch?
I did not buy gloves. I did not buy. Only thing I bought was this because I didn't have one. I didn't buy those.
Cleet, explain.
You're playing on
your man needs to be. Do you want him to tear an ACL?
You want me to tear an ACL? I am 31 years old now.
but it needs to be off of the podcast. Adam might appreciate.
Just save it for the end. We're almost there. But anywho, but yeah, going back to your like the NBA stuff. Now, some of the recent NBA like firings and hirings and stuff like that, the coaches are actually have a really good track record. You know what I mean? Like some of those guys have recently won
Well, it's
NBA championships, so they have a little bit of pedigree and a reputation
is
that
the guy from
you
the
know.
like Detroit got paid. He got paid like a bank to go to Detroit, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like he
I
got
would
paid
assume
quite a
so.
bit
I
of
think
money.
anybody would. I would assume anybody's going to be getting paid to go to
That's
Detroit.
freaking true too. Yeah.
But like even like the guy that was at Toronto, I think it was Nick Nurse, right? You know, obviously it's been a couple of years since they won, but you know, and of course they had people leave, whatnot. So that's tough when you have your superstars leave and you don't replace them. You know, it's like the thing, same thing with the Spurs. You know, like when Ginobili and Parker and Duncan all them left, and they didn't have nobody in reserve to kind of like fill those voids.
Kawhi gets traded.
Yeah, you know, what
But
I mean, of course they get DeMar
They
DeRozan,
thought
but
DeRozan was going to be the guy to help
Trash.
go,
yeah, he did
and
not. He was
Trash.
no.
I mean, that was a very bad trade.
And then, you know, and then some of the coaches that got fired this offseason, I didn't personally agree that they should have been fired. Like, I don't think the
Except Doc
Bucks coach
Rivers.
should have got fired. Yeah, Doc Rivers, yeah, but like, I don't think that the Bucks coach should have got fired after the season they had. You know, it's not like they were terrible or whatever. Like, I know losing the first round in 5 games to the Heat wasn't ideal, but was it last year, the year before, they won a championship and they got one of the great players, one of the greatest players in the league, and a great team. And same with the Suns, right? With Monty Williams, I thought he got kind of screwed over there with that, and whatnot. But unfortunately, sometimes that's just how it is. And like I said, you know, I think it's just part of the good boy system. And sometimes teams, you know, they kind of recycle these coaches based off their, you know, that experience that they have in the league. And sometimes teams, I think, are a little bit nervous to get young, unproven people because they don't want that to kind of blow up in their face. But sometimes it can work out. You know, if you go look in the NFL with, you know, with McVay and Shanahan and uh, the guy that's in Green Bay, some of those guys were unproven. You know, they had track records of coordinators and stuff like that, but they've done really well in the NFL and kind of sparked a little bit of a run for teams to kind of copy that same type of template. You know what I mean? But you're always going to have coaches that get second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth chances in the league, and it's just unfortunate. It's just how it is, and whatnot.
Way to pay attention, Cletus. He's answering your question.
I'm listening.
Yeah, I know.
I'm listening. Sorry, I was
But
looking.
that's just part of it, and it's just always gonna. It's like I feel like that trickles down to every sport. Like we can even look at Texas high school football, and it's still the, you know, it's people that you know and want to bring in your buddies, if you will, and stuff
Oh
like that.
yeah.
It's
Because
just it's always it's just human nature, I guess,
well,
to do that.
it's people you know, and you rather go with someone you know than someone you don't know.
Right, right.
That's
And
just
then like it's like here's an example. Like say if I was an AD and I was about to hire a head football coach, right? And I got between you and Jack was a guy I knew. He's experience of a head coach and blah blah blah.
or
And his track record
even if the
track
resumes are
record may not be the best.
even the resumes are the same. You know him, you don't know
Yeah,
me. You're more likely to go with the guy you know just because
yeah,
you trust him.
yeah. But even some cases, like say if you were also in there and you didn't have maybe the resume that he had in terms of being a head coach, but you had or good coordinator, but you were young. Like sometimes that can hesitate people because if it blows up in your face, then you could possibly be losing your job too. Where if you have a more experienced guy, you might be able to mitigate any type of negativity by being like, well, at least he was experienced. You know what I mean? Like there's ways that they can kind of get out of that compared to if it's a new guy that hasn't done it before. You know what I mean? It's like it's less of a risk, if you
Right.
will.
Hey, real quick, speaking of high school, Texas High School Hall of Fame, or Texas Football Hall of Fame, Mike Leach, Jackie Sherrill, first ballot. Got in
Go.
today. Me and Kurt were talking about it before, Jack, that Tech needs to build a statue for Leach. No, hey, build a statue for Knight and build a statue for like Marshall Sharp.
Purpose.
And eventually I think Tadlock, and who's the track coach that's been there forever?
Kitley.
Kitley. I mean, those 5 eventually I think need a statue
That's,
somewhere.
they need a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But Tech needs to do something to honor Leach.
I agree.
You want to know what they won't do?
But if
Pay him, pay his family.
Or honor him because they owe him too much money.
Yeah.
they're not gonna
Yeah,
do it.
they won't
That
do
is
it.
true.
Then
That is true.
they won't do anything. They won't do a statue or anything like that anytime soon because then it will show that
They messed up.
they
Right.
fucked up. Yeah.
Well, and
Just put a pirate flag. Just hang a pirate flag. I mean, that's basically what.
that's
Tech
probably
will
gonna be what. Yeah, that'll be good enough to honor the pirate. But you know, him and Jackie Sherrill first ballot on the Texas Football Hall of Fame.
That's
They
good.
got approved today, so I'm pretty pumped.
Bro, I love hockey. This man just got knocked out, got mad, threw a little hissy fit, and just went after the guy because he got knocked down.
Do you see like
Still 2-1.
You see game 1 or 2 where like about halfway through the first there was a freaking scrum and there's like 4 or 5 people fighting.
Yeah, I did.
Was it when the goalie?
Yeah, the
Like,
goalie went
after-
in there. The goalie swung and then hit the dude in the head with the stick.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched
then
that.
then all hell broke loose.
Mhm.
Oh. Thank you, playoff hockey.
Playoff hockey, baby. All right, so
Anyway,
I got us a question for you two jabronis over here to the left of me.
You too, jabronis.
I got one little thing, Jack. I want to intertwine here before you get into the Jack session.
Intertwine.
And again, this is more into whatever. Interject.
Way to interrupt me,
And
you
Jack,
jerk.
Way to
You
go,
had your
jerk.
own show. You
No, no.
had your own show last week. Now
Yeah.
you big Thomas.
Yeah,
Can you-
yeah,
can you do
jackass.
it?
You would not make this
Oh,
show,
here we
yeah,
go.
jackass.
How about you go to David Buster's? I bet you're a big shot there.
Jackass.
All right.
Yeah,
anyway,
he's
go
the
ahead,
bowling ball.
Go, Josh. Let it rip.
Jack. Nope. Go ahead, Jack. Where's your
Aw. Hey Josh, I'll take a picture of Dave and Buster for you. Okay.
Thank you. Well, when I'm up there next week, if it's open, I'm gonna go.
What?
Hey, when are you going up there next week?
Wedding.
I'm flying in on the 14th.
Oh, I may actually be in Lubbock around that time. I may be moved in by
Already?
that time. That's my plan. Just
Mister.
Way to
that's
tell
my
us.
plan.
Way to
That's my
tell us.
plan to
All right.
move.
Yeah, we don't-
Well, hey, I'll let you. If you're in town and you're in the transition,
I'll be happy to
I'll be
take
there.
you to Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, I'll be happy to help. I'll be happy to help you unpack, and then as a reward, we can go to Dave.
You go Dave and Buster.
Not Calf Rock, but David Buster's. You got some serious.
Well, Cap Rock to eat, Dave and Buster's to have
All
some.
right, anyway.
Oh.
All right, go ahead.
Oh.
Well, you know.
I think
Anyway,
he has other.
thing I
I
was
think he
gonna
has
say-
other plans.
He's gonna have fun
Oh.
somewhere else, and it ain't with you.
Can.
It ain't at
Ooh.
David Buster's either.
Are you coming, Jack?
He gonna bust something, but it ain't at Dave and Buster's.
When y'all coming down?
I don't know. It might be Thursday morning or Wednesday night. Don't
Whose
quite
wedding is it?
know. It's Creighton. Hacksaw Jim Duggett, baby.
Okay. I've asked 3 times and nobody has told me. It's like it's supposed to be some kind of super secret.
It is super secret, man. He's a celebrity.
I don't even know who the hell that is. I don't
He's
even
a
give a shit
celebrity,
now.
man. He's a big time celebrity in
Oh,
the
okay.
world of us. All right?
Okay.
No, he's we worked with him at PI. You remember? You know him?
Creighton?
Yeah. You met him when you came to PI. He had the pizza with us.
He's the guy that
The
has
big beard, the burly looking dude. That looks like Jim Duggan. Look up Hacksaw Jim Duggan and look at a picture of
Okay.
Creighton.
I guess after I see him, I'll probably know.
Yes,
who
but
he is.
anyway, he's getting married next week.
I was a little toasty when we had the pizza.
Oh, we know.
How long y'all in town for, Jack? Curtin.
I don't know yet.
I'll fly back out Saturday.
Well, we gotta try to meet up somewhere then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you're in town, we're gonna meet up at Cap Rock,
Sounds good. I may bring.
and then we'll go to
I may
Dave. and Buster's.
bring
You might lose a tally, big dog. Just so you know, if I can't make it, just so you know. But continue, Josh. Go let it rip, potato chip. This is
Hey,
what we
Jack.
talked about.
Remember, I'm already plotting and
Yeah.
planning to find a
Well,
way to bring
Yes.
Jack.
Cleet down to our
Yes.
level.
What I was
I
gonna
know.
say is let y'all meet Grizzly.
Yes, and I just said if he meets her before me, we're gonna have some serious problems. You might get dropped down to coblet status.
I can't go down
Baby,
that
I'm
far.
Yes, you
excited.
can. Yes, you
I'm
can.
excited. All right, Cleet. So I'll see you and the Grizzly on the 15th. Let's go, big dog.
You ain't know where I live. I ain't telling you shit.
Damn, this man is after this man's demise.
I ain't telling
This
you
man,
nothing.
Josh, is working on his evil laugh.
Josh, hey Cleet, where you at? Don't worry about it. Are you on 34th? 87th?
Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all
If
gonna
you
happen
call Josh and
naturally.
he's in Lubbock, he's at Dave and Buster's.
I'll be in Caprock. I ain't tell you which one either.
That's where I would be. That or Hannah Loves Italian Garden. I think that's the
Never
Oh,
been.
that's a great spot.
The plaza's
I
really
got,
good.
spot.
I got one of those here.
The plaza's really good here.
the plaza
Italian Garden is really
So over there on Frankfurt? No, Milwaukee.
or Spanky's. Mm.
Yeah,
I've
the
never
plaza
been
was in
Spanky's.
Well, you got to go when you're there, man.
Spanky's
Never
juice.
been.
Hey,
Or fried cheese, man.
Never been Spanky's.
you can give some
Spanky's is
Spankies.
good. It's right.
And Dave and Buster's.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's gonna be the running joke of the night. We'll see. I'm gonna
Hey,
title
the only
this
way to go
podcast
up is up.
Dave and Buster's.
At Dave and
Only way to go up
Buster's,
and up.
baby.
At Dave and Buster's. Amen, brother. Amen. That's gonna be the title of this podcast episode. Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, so
It'll be great. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully, Cleet, I can see you. Obviously, if you're in the process of moving, I'll help out.
I appreciate it. That
Absolutely.
requires me to pack, and I have not even
That's a week, Cletus.
started.
That's a week, man. That's less than a week.
Yeah,
And it's Thursday night.
Better get
it is.
better get to
You
moving.
better
I know,
get off
right?
your phone, get off the damn podcast, start packing boxes, just get some duct tape, and get to rolling. Because that's less than a week.
I know. I don't have that much stuff, but I
Hey,
keep
Cleet, you'll
saying
get it
that. I
done,
keep
big dog.
saying
You'll
that,
get it
and
done.
I'm like,
You should be packing
The
while
last-
you're sitting. Instead of sitting there on your phone, you should have been packing a box while Josh did something stupid about talking about the heat or something. I don't know.
that's
Yeah, since you didn't want to talk about basketball, you
Yeah.
should have been like taking down that flag behind you and all that stuff.
I still could go pack my classroom up too. That's the
Yeah.
What the hell you been doing? Brother, I'll
Hey.
see you on July the 4th.
you may not be far off. That's the thing.
You ain't moving. You ain't moving next week if you haven't even started anything. All right. So before I let
Watch
you get, before we
me,
let you go,
jabroni.
all right, get
Watch
it done.
me.
Get you
Okay.
done, and then if it's done, and we're in
Yeah.
town, we meet your bestie. I'll buy your first beer. Bet's a bet. Bet's a bet. All right,
Done.
just yours.
It's
Not-
done now.
Not Joshua, just yours. But
It's
anyway,
down. It's down. It's done
Damn.
all right.
Josh
Sorry.
gonna be at Dave and Buster's anyways.
All right. So here's my
now. Last
question.
2 years. Okay, let's go.
This is
Good day.
the trivia question. I'm sure Josh has it, but we gotta let Cletus pack because he's on a bet. Actually, I might do this all night, so just I can control the bet at this point. Anyway, no, but this is it. There are 8 mascots or team names that are shared in North American professional sports. What are those 8 team names?
Giants is one. Eagles? No, not Eagles.
Come on, Adam. Tag team: Shawn Michaels and
We're
Boys here.
doing this together,
Yeah.
Adam.
So
So
there's
they-
8 North American professional teams that share the same.
Oh,
name.
Rangers,
Okay.
Giants, Rangers.
okay.
So we got those. Like I'm thinking
You got the rank. You said
Giants.
San
I'm
Francisco,
trying to
New York
think
Giants.
of-
You have the New York Rangers hockey and the Texas Rangers baseball.
Mhm.
Okay. There's 6 more.
Mm-hmm. Sick, really.
It's 8 total.
Shit.
I'm trying to think.
Actually, I'll give you one for a hint. One's playing right now.
Oh,
The Panthers. The
Holy
Panthers.
shit.
I didn't even think about the Panthers because Carolina's fucking dog shit.
What is so the four major American
Yes, the four
sports?
major American.
Okay. Well, son of a bitch, man.
I don't know, honestly.
Not the Rockies.
Can I give another hint, Jack?
Not the Rockies,
Sure.
not the Diamondbacks, not the Eagles, not the Saints.
This other one, Albert Pujols.
The Cardinals.
Cardinals?
Yeah.
Who's the
Arizona,
other? Oh,
Arizona
freaking
and St.
Arizona.
Louis.
What?
Arizona and St.
Like,
Louis.
oh,
I would have
yeah.
never guessed that.
I wouldn't either. I'm like, Cardinals.
You got one. You got one. One's also named in a major city that hosts two teams. They both share a city, stadium, and team names.
Chargers? Not the Chargers. No. Not the Whams.
You mentioned one already.
The Giants. I mean, fuck.
Okay, Giants.
Jets?
One of them.
The
The Winnipeg Jets.
The Jets, the
What?
New York Jets, and the New York Giants.
Oh,
They share
I'm
the
thinking
stadium.
like,
There's
okay.
one more. There's one more that shares a stadium.
What?
Excuse me. What?
There's one more that shares a stadium with.
So who shares
14.
the stadium with the Jets? The Giants.
Yes.
But their team that also shares their name does not share the stadium with them.
No, that's not. What
So
the
that
question-
clue was actually confusing to me. I was like, "There's no hockey team that plays at the
Well,
Jets.
Well, there's
It's the Winnipeg Jets. They're in fucking Canada."
Right.
So you
I'm trying to think
you
like
got
I'm
Cardinals,
trying to think like
you got
halfway
the
there.
I'm trying to think
Cardinals,
like
the
baseball
Giants,
teams.
the Jets, Panthers, and Rangers. Correct.
I'm trying to think like baseball teams right now.
Yeah, that's 5.
I really it's not the
Don't
Pirates.
forget NBA.
Is it the
Oh,
Pirates?
fuck around! I forgot about the NBA too.
Pirates? No, not the
Nah.
Pirates.
Who the fuck else is a pirate?
The Buccaneers, pendejo.
That's a Buccaneer, not a pirate.
I know.
There's only 6, Curtin. I'm full. Only 6.
What?
You're one way.
So
One
there's
more.
there
one
one
more.
more?
One more.
Well, I ain't helping you either.
Well, that
Okay.
didn't help. That you didn't help me. You said they share the
I
same
helped Cleveland.
stadium. You
Cleveland
said they
got it.
shared the same stadium.
I said one team name shares a stadium with another team in the same city. Is what the question was.
Jazz, Nuggets, Pelicans. No.
This one,
Yeah, I'm trying.
this one stumped me when I.
Oh. Your brother's gone, Adam. His internet sucks. Shit, Adam, what do you think?
I don't know, man. Oh, it's a tie game.
Oh, there he goes. Let's see.
All right, let's do this one at a time.
Don't do it one at a time. Please.
One
don't.
sport at a time.
All right, I'll give you a hint. I will give you a hint.
Give him a hint.
What-
about
what's
This
more-
one is in the Sunshine State, or not the Sunshine State. It is in. This one shares. I won't share stadium. This one is named after royalty.
Kings.
The Royals?
Kings.
Who's the fucking king? Oh, Sacramento and LA.
Yep.
Duh.
There you go. You got
Yeah.
6. We could put a timer on it. We should put him on a timer.
Yeah,
My
no.
boy,
It's good, though. It's
my
good
boy with the goal.
I wouldn't have thought of the king. Hell, I wouldn't have thought of the
That
Cardinals either.
was the one that.
Hell, I only came up with the Jets because I was just watching hockey, and I was like, well, there's the fucking hockey team, but they don't share the damn stadium with the Jets.
No, but
They're not even
I
the
was
same
asked that
city.
question. I was asked that question. I guess. 4
Where the
weeks
fuck you
ago.
get 8?
Huh?
Where the fuck you get 8?
There was originally 8.
Who
Who?
was the other two?
Oh, he
Who were
gonna
the
do
other
it.
two then?
Man, don't even know. He asked me a question, don't even know. Pass.
It has to be old teams that don't exist anymore.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. They had bullets,
Colts,
the Bullets and the Bull, or
Oh, yeah,
Washington Bullets, and the
it has the Bulls, Chargers, Clippers, Colonials, Colts, Commanders, all that stuff.
huh?
They have
Were you-
That's a good
they
one.
have a bunch.
That was a good question. That was a good one. That was a
Not
good
too
one.
bad.
You have another
No, I
one?
do not have another one.
I have one.
All right, what
I
you got?
two. Okay, so first off, all All right, so first I got a stat, right? And it talks about the Cardinals.
Oh, good God.
Speaking of all things,
The Arizona Cardinals
So
or
it
the
says-
St. Louis Cardinals?
Arizona Cardinals. So I thought this was kind of interesting. So it said, despite being in the NFL since 1920, the Cardinals have only 7 postseason victories. The only team with fewer is the Texans with 4, who began playing in the NFL in 2002. That's kind of
Yeah.
interesting. So here's the first one I got. There's 5 teams. This is NFL question. Best regular season records in NFL the last 5 seasons. Name the 5 teams.
Bills.
The last 5.
The
Okay.
Bills, the
Bills,
Chiefs, Bills, Chiefs,
Chiefs?
Bengals,
Cowboys.
Nope. Nope.
Eagles.
Nope.
Last 5 seasons? Eagles, Bills.
Ravens.
Bills and Chiefs.
The Ravens.
Ravens.
The Ravens.
Titans. No. Well, the Titans. No.
Nope.
no,
Shut
no,
the fuck up.
I'm just saying the run. Sorry.
We're talking about the worst record.
No.
The
We're
worst?
not talking about the worst record, Cleat.
They've been the fucking AFC Championship game.
So you got 2 more to
of the
go.
last
NFC,
4
right?
years.
Both NFC.
Both NFC?
The Rams.
Nope.
So
Buccaneers?
you said it's not the Eagles.
Nope. Nope.
Great
South
podcast.
was terrible.
Oh.
It wasn't the NFC.
Dolphins.
What? NFC, pendejo.
Packers.
Packers are the fucking NFC. Then
No, I'm talking to
Packers.
Adam said Dolphins.
Oh,
The Packers is correct. There's one more.
Minnesota.
Nope.
Are you kidding me?
New man on the Minnesota Vikings.
Chargers.
That's AFC,
No.
pendejo. They're both
Oh,
NFC.
yeah, my bad. Who's in that?
Falcons.
Fuck.
Buccaneers.
Who's
The
in
Lions.
Seattle's-
Lion? No, it's not the
Nope.
Lions.
Who's in Seattle's division?
Bears.
It's
Seattle.
them.
Nope.
Oh, San Fran.
San Fran. No,
Nope.
what?
Really? That would.
You be bullshitting, Josh. One by one, you be
San
bullshitting.
Fran? How does San Fran not have the best?
Bro, this man's getting on
surprised.
Wikipedia.
No, I'm surprised y'all haven't like at least mentioned this team
Cardinals?
because they used to have a really great quarterback.
Buccaneers?
Depends on who you're asking.
Yeah.
Somebody could think
No, I
Tony
can't give
Romo's a great quarterback. Somebody could think Dak
Detroit?
Prescott's a great quarterback.
used to have a
No.
great quarterback in the NFC. Best top 5 record.
They won a Super Bowl.
The Saints?
There you
I
go.
said the Saints.
I didn't
I
hear
said
you
the
say
Saints division. I said Saints.
Well, you were talking. I didn't know you were.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
But the Chiefs have the best overall record at 64-18. And then it's the Saints, the Bills, the Packers, and
Sean
then
Payton, baby.
Sean Payton. All right, here's my last one. Now I guess this could be our wrap up here. If we want it to be.
Yeah, you go.
So
Pack.
despite only starting the last 5 seasons, because that's how long he's been in the league, Patrick Mahomes has more playoff wins than these 8 franchises.
Cowboys.
Nope.
Detroit.
Detroit.
Packers.
So we got Detroit.
Okay, what was the question? Sorry.
Tennessee.
Okay, so the question was
It's
that
probably
Patrick Mahomes has been in the league for 5 years now. He has more playoff wins than these 8 franchises do in total, like collectively.
The Lions.
So Lions is 1.
Dallas.
The Texans.
The Texans,
Panthers.
Panthers,
The Dolphins.
Jaguars.
Jaguars is correct.
It's probably some of the newer teams, huh? Like the last 20 years.
The Bengals.
The Bengals.
The Browns.
Nope.
Ooh.
You forgot Jim Davis or Jim Brown.
R.I.P.
Those
I was about to say the Browns used to be good.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
It's just been a long time.
Yeah, the
Not the
Dolphins.
Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Not the Dolphins.
Nope.
Bears? No, not the Bears.
Nope. Nope.
Bucks?
Cardinals.
Bucks. Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
Cardinals.
How
is
many we got?
correct.
6?
Yep, you got 2 more. So one of these teams you're going to be
Bills,
surprised is on the
Ravens.
list. No.
Rams.
The Whams.
No.
The Chargers.
Titans.
San Francisco.
San
San Francisco.
Oh, Denver.
Nope.
You said that.
Seattle.
Nope.
Giants. Jets.
Nope.
Yeah.
Colts.
Philly.
Nope. Nope.
We're about to say the whole fucking league right now.
All right, I'll give you another hint now. They're both in the NFC.
NFC. Oh, Atlanta.
Atlanta's correct.
I'm not surprised by them.
Carolina.
I'm
We
not
mentioned
either. One more.
already. AFC.
Uh,
The team in the
Washington
NFC.
Commanders.
Nope.
Well, they were good like in the
Giants.
Nope.
The fuck you mean no?
Who else is in that?
Seattle.
We've already mentioned Panthers. Saints. They're not. Bucks.
Saints.
It is the Saints.
I say Saints twice.
Saints been to the Super Bowl once in
Yeah,
the
I know.
last 25 years.
And
Yeah.
they were the Aints.
Yes.
Because they ain't
With-
winning shit.
Exactly with
So it's
You know who
crazy.
the Aints
So
are
like
now?
The
The
Titans.
Aitons. The Aitons.
the Titans.
They got 3 quarterbacks on their roster.
And a running back, baby. They good. They Gucci gravy, baby.
They gonna put one of their quarterbacks at left tackle. Fuck it.
No, they drafted
Bowl.
left tackle,
Absolutely.
bro. He good.
Get shit right tackle then.
Yeah,
He's
probably did,
gonna,
right,
he's
bro.
going to be their fullback blocking for Derek.
No, they're
Henry.
gonna put him at center so he could touch the ball the same amount. And if he can't block, they'll rotate him.
Yes. But anyways, fellas, as always, a great show, great episode. It was fiery. We had a lot of great comments in there. Don't forget when you're in Lubbock to go to Dave and Buster's and Caprock as well. Again, like I said, another great episode for our viewers. If you didn't pick it up, this Sunday is the one and only Jack Garcia's birthday, turning 31 on Sunday.
I said it a lot.
Yeah, said it a lot. So
Only way to
Jack's
go up is
birthday.
up.
Only way to go up is up, right? That's
The only way to
But
go
again,
up
fellas,
is up. Hey, there's a birthday
Yes, sir.
party at Lubbock Dave and Buster's.
Yep, there we go. Dave Buster's mentioned for the 999th time. Great
Dave
stuff,
Buster's.
fellas. As always,
Oh,
appreciate you all for being on the episode, and sharing great thoughts. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be with you guys and just shoot the shit, and talk sports, and have fun, and roast each other and all that kind of stuff. Please, good luck with packing and moving up.
The beer's on the line, big dog.
Oh, here's the thing. Remember, last year you bet me I wouldn't wake up at, what was it, like 3:34 and start lifting like at 4:15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a damn six-pack off that bitch.
Oh, when beer's involved, this man's involved.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Beer or food, he's involved. No doubt.
Let's get involved.
That's
Let's
right.
get
He's
involved.
got a Caprock schooner with his name on it. If he gets
Please, I will get you the first 3 beers.
what are you gonna come and try to one up me, man? Like
Wow.
that's not with you.
Gosh, that is why.
And I'll pay for
you're
your food.
underneath-
And I got your food.
Cleet, I'll drink a beer with you that you purchase.
Wow. Okay.
All great stuff. All great. But again,
you
fellas,
invited
appreciate
Dave
it
and
as
Buster's. I
always.
love that. Continue.
Yeah, I'll hook you up. But again, fellas, appreciate you all. Remember to continue to be the light. It's always greatness when we come together. For some of us, we'll see each other next week at the wedding, and then hopefully all see each other again the following weekend for Cobb's baby shower and whatnot. So,
maybe.
but
Shut
anyway,
up.
Maybe.
Cops.
like I said,
You missed, buddy.
shout out to Cobb's and the Cobb
I
family.
hit him with
Nah, you
I did-
fucking going.
I may. It's a maybe.
Hey, there's a 6-pack if you're there.
He didn't say what type.
Yeah.
Could be Coca-Cola.
Anywho, without further ado, gentlemen, reminder: the D.B.A.B. podcast can be found anywhere podcasts can be found. And with that, it is a wrap. This is the D.B.A.B. podcast.
Good job, Josh.
Only way is up is up. Only way is up is up. Up and up. Up and up. Up and up and up and up.
Still recording.